Hello, hello, and welcome to Candy's Crafts Corner. Good morning. How are you all doing this morning? As I announced this week, I switched things a little bit to because tomorrow is Easter, and I figure like I don't know if I will have time to do it on time in the evening as we usually do, and people are probably like after family gatherings and such a little busy. So I figure that's a good thing. So let's see what happens this morning. I'm not a morning person, and I know it's late morning for most of you, but anyway, bear with me if I'm not as coordinated as I usually am. I'm a more like I work better in the evenings. But anyway, so I have today three cards instead of four. But anyway, using brand new stuff. We're gonna be using the Phrases and Frames bundle. That's an upcoming bundle in the new catalog. And these are the beautiful dies. And of course, if you say hi, I'm gonna put the comments on here on screen too. And then these are the dies, and these are the stamps. I said these are the stamps. Oh, here we go. These are the stamps. They're all messages, and they're very, very versatile because you have something for every occasion. And I especially love the I didn't forget your birthday. I just want it to last longer. So this is one of the, well, it's a set that was designed by a $1 million sales achiever, Susan Canfield, and she demonstrated some things on stage with her bundle. And I thought that just the sentiments are great. So this is one for your toolbox, I think. All right, so let's get started. All right. Oh, the one thing, important thing to say is that, of course, additionally, these dies coordinate well, go with, or are designed for the new upcoming, also in the new catalog in May, the impressions folder. So let me show you what I mean by that. So for instance, this die, if you cut it regularly, you get a light impression. But then if you put it through the impression folder and you do it as it comes from the die like that, and the impression folder is this silicone thing. Let me take it out of the here. And I can show you how to, I actually brought my cut and emboss machine, which I don't like to do here in my little TV tray, but maybe we'll do one just so to show you how to do it. You put your plate like this, well, over the plate, and you put this and you pass it through the machine. I'll show you the sandwich. Well, there's a little bit of static, as you can see. That's something to keep in mind. You have to be careful when putting the silicone because it does give static and it maybe moves, but you have to hold it to the very end and then put it on the cut and emboss machine, and then you get something like this. See the difference? Much puffier. Anyway, so that's, well, if we have time, I'll show you one. And of course, you can do that with each one of them. So another public service announcement for this car, which I broke actually here. I'm glue it, but it tends to separate. This was done with the gold vellum paper because I thought like, oh, shimmery, nice. And even though you have to wet it first, the paper, if it's paper and not cardstock, spritz it a little bit so it doesn't break. It broke with all the vellum, and I tried several times with vellum. So just keep that in mind. You have to, and if you bet it, the vellum will tend to curl a lot more than regular paper. But anyway, I still manage to do it, and I think it's a nice card. It's for an 80th birthday this time. Not quite 99 like the one I posted earlier this week, but pretty card too as well. And I use the Shining Brightly retired specialty paper. Then we have these guys here. So I'm using that frame. This one uses two of the frames, this one and this one. And another thing to say about each one of the frame is that this one cuts also a rectangle here, and this cuts another rectangle like this, for instance. Because it's a new product, I want to explain it well, right? And do ask me questions if you want. Hi, Abby. They're very cute frames, aren't they? So you just cut the frame, and also you get with a rectangle with it, which you can use them for sentiments that are perfectly coordinated for the size of these rectangles. For instance, these will coordinate with this bigger one here. See? Well, you probably can't see, but you know what I mean. This one is that anniversaries are for celebrating the joys of today, the memories of yesterday, and the hopes of tomorrow. Oh, well, the sentiment stamp is for this is not in Spanish, it's only in English, Abby. But I needed this for a Spanish card, so I didn't use one of the sentiments on the frames, phrases and frames bundle. But I will use one for these, for the one that I'm gonna demonstrate in a little bit. So anyway, so you end up with two pieces out of each one, except this little one. This one gives you two pieces, this one gives you two pieces, and this one gives you a very nice oval. That is great, because then if you use it with the little one, oh, and I just dropped it on the floor. Let me try to get it. So if you use it, you can, it creates a nice little frame around it too. So I think these are very, very versatile, and I love the detail, especially this one. I think I'm gonna use a lot this one. But anyway, so let's get started. Hi, good morning, Teresa. So then we have these guys, and I use the little one here and the frames here around these images. And for this one, I used this frame here and the sentiment, of course. And this one also uses the sentiment, sending hugs. I love sentiments that combine two font types. I think it looks much more elegant. But anyway, and out of this, because it creates the other stuff, you can do this card in reverse. You can use this in white and this, as I was showing you, from the designer series paper, and then do it, like do this, the DSP, this, the embossed part, and this, the designer series paper again. So, very versatile. I like that. So let's start. And as I said, I only have three because usually I come live on Sunday evening at 9. So that gives me the whole weekend to work on cards, because I work full time during the week. So I do this in the evenings and the weekends. But of course, the weekend is gone. So it's what I could do in the evenings this week. So only 3 cards. And I hope you forgive me for that. So let's start with the, where is my prepared stuff? 1, 2, I'm missing one. Oh, here you go. There we go. We'll start with this one, the one with the bunnies. And I do need your help because I actually was selecting DSP yesterday for this one from the Storybook Moments bundle, which I love because I haven't received my Winnie the Pooh yet. There's a Winnie the Pooh suite coming. So, and I think that certain elements are already sold out before even it goes live for everybody. Like, but the demonstrators went crazy for it, including me. I didn't get the whole suite, but I got half of it. But I haven't got it yet. So I reverted to our BTX spotter like um, paper. So I have these guys here. So I use these. This is from the bigger DSP, for the bigger images DSP. But I also had these ones that have like nice little scenes. And I don't know if it would be way too small or you think it will work. What do you think? So I'm gonna leave it out to you. I can select bigger stuff from the paper, or I can use this one. And I'm changing the colors here a little bit. Actually, this is the wood textures paper that we have, and I use the back side this time. This one I use the dark side, and this one I use more like lighter wood image, and I change the color as well. So while you're thinking and you tell me what you want me to use, this you can say small illustration or larger illustrations. I'm gonna go and get ahead and prepare my base here. Oh, this is for the inside. I'm like, where does this go? All right. So just let me know. Okay. I'm using regular half a sheet of cardstock or regular card base. This is petal pink. I can't wait to use the new colors, ink colors too. We have very nice colors coming, but I haven't received them yet because I didn't expedite my order. And it's expensive to expedite your order. And I already put a lot of the money on products. So anyway, so petal pink it is for now. And then I'm going to do a layer of these, but I'm going to distress it just ever so slightly because I like these borders are a little bit distressed, and then sponge around it. They're both adorable. The small one. Okay. Thank you, Teresa. So I'm just gonna, we will use the small one. So I'm just gonna do slightly go over with my scissors, not even open, so that they don't cut. Just a little bit of a thicker edge here. A little bit distressed without going crazy. Folding a little bit the paper towards me. Okay. I think my charms here are making a little bit of noise over my surface. This green DSP comes from the Storybook Moments. I think it may not be the DSP that came alone. It may be the one that came in the workshop for the scrapbooking, because I bought it just to have extra paper. And it came with stickers and other things. It's not that I'm gonna do the whole scrapbooking kit, but I like some of the extra paper that it came with, and then I said like, well, I'll do that. It's nice. I think in the regular paper, this came in Lost Lagoon instead of this green. I think it's old olive. Anyway, so now we have that a little distressed, and I'm gonna grab my sponge dauber, and I have my sponge daubers in different colors, so because I reuse them till they actually fall apart. And I'm gonna look for one that it's pecan pie. Sorry, I'm drinking my orange juice, as you can see here, and that was my coaster. All right, so pecan pie for. Again, today something is happening, obviously, because I can see the comments because I have them on screen like you do, but I cannot see them posted bigger, so it's kind of hard. If I refresh, then I'll see them. But I don't think they update as you guys come in, which already started happening last time. Oh, well, at least we have a solution for it. All right, so that's one to go. And it just, I'm gonna go around it and do a little bit in the center. It's because it's color on the same color, it's barely noticeable. But it adds just a little bit of je ne sais quoi to it. I especially wanna get that you don't see the core white of the paper so bluntly. I think that will do. Just a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna add, no, actually, no, we're gonna do the same with this one. I should have got my sponge dauber out of here at the same time. Get my calypso coral, or like sponge dauber. And do the same. I'll try to do it quicker. Okay, one. So what plans do you have for Easter? Most people plans are some sort of meal or another, right? I think I already did that. Okay. So now we get the calypso coral and we do the same thing. And this is nice because calypso coral is the darker color here, and the background is actually a washout of that. So you will see this more like it happened in this one with the green. And I like that. I find this very therapeutic, very relaxing. Okay, so that's done. And for this one, I use the wavy old olive trim that we have here, that we have. But I thought that I would use this for this one because I don't have any Calypso coral one. I think this will look nice. This is the lace. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. This is my last. The It's towards the end of this ribbon. So my package. So when it's gone, I don't know what I'll do because I love to use it in my little vintagey looking. I hope they come out with something similar. This one was particularly nice because it's very thin. We've had other ones that are thicker, but then they don't make nice bows or they're a little too bulky. I really like that one. So as you saw, I put a little bit of stamping seal so I can just put it right in the middle and make sure that it's not crooked, which we'll check in a second. It's a little crooked, so we can just lower it from here. And that's it. Nice. All right, so now that we're done, now we can put our bases together. Just doing it straight. Oh, I should have done it through this frame too, but I guess it works better like that actually. You won't see so much of the I should have put it on the other side. I can still do it, I think. But I think it's fine like that. And leave the wood outside of the ribbon. All right, I'll do that for this one. For a little bit variation. All right. Green glue, my favorite glue. People call it green glue because it comes in the green, but it's actually Tombow monoliquid glue. I like liquid glue because you can adjust things, move them a little bit. You cannot do that when you use stamp and seal. All right, so that's our card base already done with the layers. And now we're working on the elements on top. I've already glued these. I mean, like I just put them on, you know, like I wanted to see where the frame goes around the illustration. So I just put a little bit of tear and tape here. But I'm going to put this on dimensionals, actually. This was just to do that. And to make sure that they fit. Then we have these guys here. I think I'm going to put this in the middle. And this guy here in the left. And the badger that Abby likes, I'm going to put it on the right-hand side. So I'm going to just grab a little bit of tear and tape and make sure that I have it where I want it in the window. So how we do that? We just put it like this. He's so cute. He's going fishing. Well, he went fishing. He actually got a fish. Isn't it funny? It's like these personified animals that actually catch other animals. Well, I guess that's life too. They eat other animals too, even if they're insects. But it reminds me of the new Frick Collection Museum. There's a gallery where they have the whole ceiling in this kind of illustration, but like a little bit more Asian inspired. Very cool. Anyway, so that's gonna be it. But I wanna do a little bit of sponging around the edge of my frames. Again, this is not going to be super visible, but it just adds a little bit of depth, I think. Though this already has a lot of depth with the impressions embossing plate. All right. Let's see the difference. Just a little bit on the corners, basically, you can see it. I can do more, but I think I have enough. All right. And the last one. Well, it's a good thing that we're only doing 3, right? Because I'm taking my time. This one, I think I need, no, it's just, I cut the paper just so tight that if I move it a little bit, I'm going to see the hole. I think that's good enough for now. So I'm not going to move it. It's probably why I put it already in a place, because I was just playing with it. Should have measured it better, but it's hard to measure when you have the other illustrations around, and I wanted to save as much of the paper around it as possible because there were other characters that I may use for other things, so that's why. But see, it's just a little bit too tight, but anyway, just as ever so slightly I could move it. Yes, I think that's better. All right, so done. Wait, did I do this corner? Hard to see because I have natural light today, but I also, oh look, the sun is coming up, and you can tell the difference in my table. But I also have my regular ring light, so it's hard to see sometimes the small variations in color. Okay, so I'm gonna put dimensionals to all these babies, and I'm gonna use the leftover. I'm not even bothering taking this off the back of the tear and tape, which I don't need for now. I'm gonna take it off my table. I'm just gonna do on the sides as well. This will also secure the DSP where I want it. Yeah, what I did with the other one, I started with the center one and then put this on the sides, but I'm gonna risk it like that. Gonna put the happy courting couple in the middle. Start with, no, we can use this. And then we'll just start brand new. Oops. I guess I'll take this off because it wants to come out. There. So the ribbon is barely visible. And I may have not given myself enough room. So let's move this. Ugh, I knew that was gonna happen. Just move this to the left a little bit. That's why I started with the center one, because then you know exactly the room you have. I'll leave that there. And I'll move it closer to this. All right. And now we have room for a badger. Yes. All right. So let's go put, well, we already established that it's better to take the backings of this. Did I do the size for this? Yes, I did. Oh, good. I'm being careful that it doesn't show the dimensional outside my frame. Right. This doesn't look sponge. Let me just grab whatever I have there. It is a sponge. It is. It just, I cannot see with this light. This should have been more to the side, even more. I'm being very picky. I know. And I actually want to put a little bit bigger tear and tape there because it tends to get out of the place. This was supposed to be an easy card. Well, it's not complicated, right? It's just like sometimes things don't work out exactly how we want them. There. Just was a little bit there. Aha. Because I want this a little bit more inside. Just a tad. And that's just me being very, very picky. All right. See, I didn't want to touch him, but it's okay. They touch. Whatever. I think the problem is that I didn't move this one. All right. It's a handmade card. It doesn't have to be perfectly situated, but I think we got it pretty nicely here. And yeah, this should have been farther up. Oh, why am I like this? I'm sorry. I want it adjusted just how I want it. And without touching. Come on. There. All right. I'm stopping. Let my OCD rest for a little bit. All right. So for this one, I used this little tiny one here. But I was thinking, this is basic beige. I have a piece of basic beige here. If I brought it over, yes. And I'm thinking maybe I can just see if it will work better. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Basic beige or very vanilla? And if it's basic beige, I'll cut it here in front of you so you can see how the impressions folder works. So just think about it. Meanwhile, I'm gonna fussy cut a couple of flowers. I was thinking that's the other thing. This is more flowery and this is more gardening. And I had fussy cut it some elements from the DSP. And I just dropped my car. Stuck for the inside. So what do you guys think? Portrait gallery, love it. Yes, it is a portrait gallery. uh, so what do you guys think? Basic beige or very vanilla? It's hardly noticeable, the difference. I'm just concerned. It goes. None of them are like the background of this. It's a little bit darker, and one is a little bit darker. The other one's a little bit more yellowish. So I'm on the fence. Very vanilla. Okay, so very vanilla it is. Then I don't have to bother cutting. So Calypso Coral. And I think we have a couple of sentiments that work in here. I do like sending hugs. And the other ones are, because the other ones are way too big for this. So I'm going to use sending hugs because I like it. And it's very neutral. You can send hugs for many, many reasons. You can send hugs for a birthday, for a thinking of you card. I'm stamping on Calypso Coral. I should have used my mat because it's photopolymer, but it stamped perfectly. Isn't it cute? I love these font combinations. All right. And I'm gonna just put a little bit of glue on these two corners here, and then dimensionals on the bottom part. And I'm gonna use actually the side here. Maybe this side is gonna be too big. No, we're gonna do two little dimensionals. If I move this so much that now is the puffiness got flattened. But there we go. All right, so now we need just a couple of elements to decorate these. And I did not fussy cut them ahead of time. But I have plenty to work with here. And I was thinking more flowery, but this is more like about vegetables. And see, this is where I got it from. But I do like the flowers, but these are too teensy flowers to put here. But I don't think we have these flowers in other DSP. I'm just checking. See, these are where the other ones. We could, but these are still too small. I don't want to fussy cut those. It's a very cute paper, isn't it? So wait till you see the Winnie the Pooh paper. I can't wait to get it. So yeah, it's gonna be either that or the more gardening stuff, either vegetables or more gardening things like the pot. But I mean, he's going fishing. They are gardening and they're just courting. So I don't know what goes here. Like the vegetables are not calling me. Maybe I'll do this and the pot. What do you guys think? Your fingernails match. Well, in life, they don't match so much, but they're very pink. Actually, I'm a little mad because I got it done last week and it's gel manicure and it's supposed to last for 2 weeks and it just chipped. It never chips, but I went to a new place because my old place closed down and I'm very, very sad about it. But oh, the other thing that we could do, oh, maybe they have some flowers here because this paper came with some die cuts already. And I see some flowers that may be too big. This is too big. No, this is too big. I don't like it. Uh, and we have this, but I don't like it either. I like mine fussy cutted with no outline around it. All right, maybe the gardening, the watering can. Maybe I'll do this watering can actually, and I'll just take the background off, the outline off. I mean. All right. I did sponge this. My original one. It looks a little bit better, but I don't know if I have this color. Maybe it will work in boho blue. It may be boho blue actually. Thank you. Yes, it does match the gardeners, Teresa. And I'm gonna take this off. So yeah, I'm taking a little bit of time with this card. See, it's like I thought it was the most, but it's so many elements, right? Elements and indecision. But we all want to have something which we love the final result of. There. And I'm gonna even take this one off. I know I'm just too much, but I don't like it because when you put it on top of something and it kind of defeats the purpose if you see that you cannot see through the holes because then, and that's not how I like to fussy cut. I like to fussy cut on this part of my snips, but all right. There. All right, so now we are gonna sponge the edges. Oh, I don't have any bubble glue. Guess what? Do this one. May have been mojo blue, may have been cloud cover, but that's what we're gonna start. I think this is boho blue, right? I think so. It gives it a more finished look if you sponge your die cuts, even if it makes it a little darker, but doesn't it look better? Especially when you had the scissors like in the holes like that. Nice. Now I have to do another element. So for now, but I'm gonna do the other element and then I'll decide what I want it. Because maybe I want this one here, and then we will do maybe some flowery things, but I don't want to do them in the same color. Let's see what else here is with the die cut. Dark. And I can cut directly from the paper. Oh, maybe this. No, because I like this next to this. But this needs to be on the floor, see? And I don't want to... No, no. I like something here and something here. That's what I wanted. So we're going to find some flowers to put here. Or maybe a vegetable or something. And look, Abby, I have the badger in big 2. There's a lot of greenery that I could have used, but yeah, I'm not feeling it. Okay. I wish I had a flower, but I don't have a flower. Oh, the flowers that I have, but I don't think now that we cut the watering can, it's gonna work, are the ones from the Extraordinary Floral Washi Tape. And I have some version of it that instead of having the white outline, I had put it on metallic paper. And they have more that sheen. But I don't like the outline now that we have the watering can, which I don't know where it went, actually. I put it back in here. Can you believe it? Thank God I saw. I could have been looking for it for ages. There's this little butterfly, actually, that I see. But it may be too small. What do you guys think? The butterfly? Yeah, okay. Let's do the butterfly. I think that's what it looks better. But I think this may be too small. Maybe there's a bigger butterfly here in the paper. All right, so do you see why I do my lives at night? In the evenings? I'm much better in the evening. And let's see if it's a bigger butterfly, but no, I don't think so. We also have these beautiful strawberries, but I would take the edge off, and that would take for a while. Because there's very intricate design, so maybe it's not the ideal thing. But I kind of like how it goes with this. Let's do something. I'll do a little fussy cutting, and then we'll sponge and we'll see where it goes. Of course, I'm not gonna do the little tiny holes for this one, but I like this. Teresa, you thought that the washi flowers were cute. I don't think that the style, though, it match these more vintagey looking. They're a little bit too modern. And you're gonna have to bear with me with this. At least I'll take a lot of the edge off. I can go closer to this one. And going in. Oh, I'm not even on camera here. I'm describing what I'm doing and you do not see me. Sorry. Fussy cutting away. All right, so now how we're gonna do it. Maybe I'll do the butterfly too, since I'm at it. The butterfly, well, and you know, I'm not gonna do the butterfly. And this one I could have done without that, but oh, too late now that we fussy cutted this. I think this looks more like the style. So I'm gonna get another sponge cover for my green. When a piece has multicolor like this one, I try to go through the same color uh, parts. Like I'll do this in green. This, I see, this piece didn't fall off. I'm gonna help it fall off. Just gonna be being very picky here. Anyway. So I'm gonna get my blue with the for the flowers, but just a tiny little bit. I'm gonna fold this just to get the side here of the flower, and then I'm gonna do. I don't have my. I don't know what color this is, but I'm gonna use Calypso coral for that. And actually, whatever is left on my sponge cover, just to wrap the strawberries a little bit, and that's it. That's a little bit better, right? I think I like it now. It took a while, but we managed. All right. Look at me. I've spent like almost an hour in this car. But sometimes it happens. It's very realistic to real time. All right. So we're going to put this one back here. So I want to add a little bit of glue here. Come on. Like that. And then this one, we'll do the glue here in the bottom. Way too much glue now. And of course, a bigger one here, a big dimensional. Just want to make sure that my dimensional is outside the frame because I don't want it bulky like that. So I am happy now with the car. What do you guys think? And we didn't do the inside, but we're gonna do it very quickly. Just gonna put, this fell on the floor. I vacuumed yesterday. I can't believe this got dirty just from falling on the floor. Well, it's very vanilla. It's just so light. Where's my pen folder to flatten my edges? And then we're just gonna put one of these. And I don't mind that these have the, how about if I put this guy here? No. Uh, now I'm gonna have trouble picking, you see? Something smaller, you know, I don't want something. So maybe the dark. It's because it's much bigger than the other guys in the front, so no. You know what? The butterfly that, oh, there's two butterflies. There we go. We put two butterflies. Elise was saying. Thank you, Elise, for the suggestion. One and two in the corner. And that's it. Our first card. Yay. Usually I put a little bit of like a bow here, but honestly, it has already so many elements that I decided not to do it. So we have the version in green and the version on and with the smaller animals. Which one do you like better? The big animals or the ones with the smaller images? All right, so let's go to card number 2. Not waste too much time. Just making room, which we need. I need. All right, so card number 2 is gonna be this one. I love this card. Love, 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 love. Because I love this frame. And let me grab the materials for it. This one we're gonna do exactly like it. I thought I was gonna do the opposite, but I decided, you know what, I like it too much. So I'm just gonna go to it. I had embossed this with the Flora. I can't remember the name of the. It's an embossing folder that's retired, but you can use any floral embossing folder that you have or any other that you have. I chose this one because it coordinated better, I think, with my paper. You see, it kind of is like the same thing. This paper is from, remember these birdies? Yes. I'm trying to use the paper I have. You know, I have new things coming, so I'm making room. And I think you should do the same. And we have very cute paper, but just because something else new comes doesn't mean that we can never revisit this. So I think this bundle is perfect for it because it allows you to use what you have, you know, like other focal points and everything, because this is only sentiments, and the sentiments is what makes it, you know. And anyway, so this is my card, not my card base, this is my layer, and this is my, I'm gonna actually distress it. And I see I didn't cut the card base with it, but I have the cardstock right here. I went with the white card base. Okay. I'm all about distressing these days. All right. All right. Since I have my boho blue and this is boho blue, I'm just gonna add a little bit of, not that I need it because it's gonna be barely visible, but just for a quick effect. And I don't mind the smudging because this is gonna be mostly covered, so it doesn't matter, right? All right, just the four sides. I'm gonna go much faster with this card, you'll see. I still have to fussy cut one of the birds, so I have to confess that. So let's cut the card base. Basic beige. Where is my whisper white? Here we go. Is this enough for card base? I think so. We can do it. Oh, this is the shimmery in one because I keep them in the same folder, which is not a good idea. We used to have the shimmery one that is retired since. I'm just gonna use basic white, and it's not even the thick one. I'll tell you why. One, because I have it here, and two, because I do mail overseas a lot of the cards, and the thick ones make it a little thicker, of course, heavier. And if I have layers and such, a couple of times I had my cards returned. And for that reason, and that reason alone, if I'm going to give them by hand, yes, I would use the thick one, but I'm not sure. So just in case, I'm going to use the regular one. And this has layers on it, so it's going to be sturdy enough. I didn't see the measurement. Oh, what did I do here? I didn't say the measurements, but this is your regular garbage, which is half a sheet of cardstock of 8.5 by 5.5, score at 4.25. Something happened here, but anyway, we're gonna live with it. All right. So we're gonna put this first layer on. And then we're gonna put our emboss layer that I already distressed a little bit. So we're gonna see just a sliver of the blue. That's what I was not very worried with smudges or anything. Even though for my vintage cars, smudges work too. Vintage looking car. This is not exactly vintage looking, but you know what I mean. All right. So just you see a 1/16 of an inch around the whole blue. So it's just a little bit of the blue picking up. Now I have my big rectangle, which I think it came from, actually didn't come from that. I just cut the paper so I could cut this rectangle because I wanted to try how the embossing fold, like the impressions embossing plate, would work on DSP, and it works very nicely, as you can see. And so I had an extra piece. I'm like, oh, happy coincidence. And then you have this like floating frame around it, which I love. I hope you do like it too. So, and I love this paper. And I said, like, you have to use it, Candy. You have to. Use it up. Sometimes we hoard the paper that we like, and that defeats the purpose because if we don't do anything with it, we don't get to admire it on projects. All right. And now we're gonna put the floating one. And for the floating one, I have the strips work very well. I thought I had some outside. Yes, there we go. These are our adhesive foam adhesive strips, which are not only for shaker cars. Somebody's calling from downstairs, but I'm gonna ignore it because I'm not expecting any shipments. I'm just gonna do not the whole way around, but just the four sides like that, but not the whole thing around. I don't think we need it. There and there. This is a very elegant car, but as you see, it's very easy to pull out. See, I wouldn't have thought of using the foam strips because I always forget them because I don't have them by my desk. I have them, put away. But Susan Canfield, which I said is the demonstrator who designed this whole bundle, once demonstrating and used the strips, and I thought, like, of course, that goes without saying. I'm gonna stamp my sentiment. I think I'm gonna keep going with the "Have a fabulous day." And let's see if I can make it because I don't think the happiest birthday wishes will fit. Because if they fit, I would like the happiest birthday wishes. But I think they're a little bit too big. Where's the happiest birthday wishes here? Oh, maybe I can make it fit. Let's see. Grab my dirty, very dirty foam mat that I need to replace the wrapping around with. Yeah, this fits perfectly. There. Isn't it cute? Excellent. As I said, I love this stamp set. It's going to be on my toolbox forever and ever because it has the very useful sentiments. So this I'm just going to glue directly on the DSP center, hopefully. There. And now we need to decorate. And to decorate, I have some branches here that I pre-cut yesterday, and I actually did bigger ones. Where are they? I don't know. Oh, here we go. And maybe we'll do it in the other side. I don't know. Let me see. So what we're gonna do first is have fussy cut one of these birdies. When I'm fussy cutting things out of the SP, I'm also being very stingy. Like, look, I like this guy. This guy with these flowers. How about that? He's cute. Or this one, and we can put it on the other side. Yeah, let's do that one. This paper is just like so cute. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Where this is? This is from another sheet of. So when I'm fussy cutting things from the SP, they have the bigger one, but these are too big for our purpose. I like to be very careful so I can reuse. So if I have pieces like this, like scrap, I try to fussy cut from the scrap, so I have my bigger pieces for other purposes. So I'm just trying to see if I have more scraps. And these scraps, but you see how pretty this, I love this paper. So yeah, no, I'm think I'm gonna go with this one. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna do these rows here, and I decided where to stop it because this keeps going, and so I'm just gonna stop it right there. Oh, sorry, I'm not on camera again. I don't know. See, I'm gonna do this so I can use. I don't know if I'm gonna go so far up, but this one here is cut, so I'm just gonna go with this. I'm just gonna take these branches out. Or maybe not. Where do I finish it? I think I'm gonna do the pink roses and that's it. This will be a nice little corner one because then we're gonna put this here. So I think that would look nice. But of course I'm gonna keep cleaning a little bit. Sorry. I know it's not fun to see people fussy cutting, but I want to have a nice finished card. It always amazes me on stage when the demonstrators come, and then I know they're super delicate demonstrators. That when they have to fussy cut on screen, like they go so fast that it's like, okay. And I understand that. Sacrifice it. Everybody gets what fussy cutting is, but I do use these cards, so I want to have a finished product that I'm happy with. The paper, hi Emma. The paper is one that we had a while ago. I think it was a celebration paper, I want to say. I'll tell you in a second because I'll go and check. Okay, let's me. I love this paper. Love, love, love. I love birds. I know many people don't, but I do. And then just gonna clean this up. because I'm not gonna sponge this one. So this is how it's gonna go. There. All right, so now we have that. So the paper is from Flight and Airy Designer Series paper. We had that a while ago. And I do believe it was, but look, it's so pretty and it has birds and flowers. I mean, like, what's not to like, right? Birds and flowers, birds and flowers. It's very springy. So, I love it. All right, so we have that now. The hard part is on the fussy cutting. This is a little bit smaller than the other one, but if we have the roses that are bigger ones, so the big. So just a matter of deciding where we want to put these elements. I have one of these here. Yes, I'll just cut this. This is from Dainty Delights, these dies, but you can use whichever you want, whichever you have. Use what you have. That's my new motto. I'm gonna delete this because I don't delete. Cut this. Delete. I'm editing it out. I don't want this secondary branch there doing nothing like this. I know it's to give it firmness, but because I'm gonna glue them mostly, I just gonna give them a pruning. All right. So I'm gonna do something like that. And this birdie is gonna go like here. Yeah, I like it. I may use another little branch there. So just gonna put a little bit of glue on this. Yes, Flight and Airy, that's right. You were right, Teresa. Just gonna refresh to see. They don't update. I hate this. That the comments don't update because I see them only in my playback screen. Yeah, I think that's good. And now we do this. This one. And as you see, I put the glue on the bottom branches and the bottom of the branch because for the top, I want to move them around. I want them to come out like this. Him, I'm gonna actually, especially this part that is very feeble because it only has that little strip. I'm gonna make sure that I have glue there so it's adheres, so it doesn't get tangled and broken. So that's where he is gonna go. Now, how cute is that? Isn't it cute? I think we need a little bit more branch stepping out of there. Don't know if that's too big because I had a piece pruned from some other part. So well, let's use that. And then just gonna tuck it underneath this. Yes. There we go. Now all we need to do is put a little bit more embellishment. This is from Dainty Delights. It's one of these little flowers from Dainty Delights. I'm just pressing down. I could do it with my stylo in my part in my take your pick tool, but I did it really quickly on the palm of my hand. And then I need a few more like a couple of leaves from these. Yeah, these ones will work actually. And we're gonna put them on the other side here. There. There when I glue it. So I'm just gonna put my glue dot there. My leaves. And then I could do another glue dot for this one. I mean, I could use what's left over, but I want to make sure that, of the glue dot, I mean. But I want to make sure that it's well adhered. So there we go. I want to make sure that the leaves go together. And it sticks up a little bit, but that's okay. That adds to the effect, I think. It's because I think it grabbed two of the glue dots, the corners there. Oops. All right, so now I embellished with some pearls because, you know, these ask for pearls, I guess, in my mind. And I'm gonna do one for the flower. All right, just fell. I don't know what it went. Then a bigger one. Okay, this is giving me trouble. I have to do it here. Here, and another small one in here. Oops, my scrap paper. And I think I want to put a little bit of glue here because it's sticking up too much. Yes, certainly. So it needs to stick down a little bit more. But that's a nice car, I think. What do you guys think? I like it a lot. And if you don't have dainty delights, you can use other. We all have branches in different dies that we have. So here's the two of them. One and two. I don't know which is your favorite, but you can tell me. I like them both. So now to finish up, let's do this triple Z card. It's easier than you think. It's the first time I made it, and I liked it. But I'm gonna do. This was for an 80th birthday, and I wanted the gold. And as I explained, this is from the bigger frame, and it broke and it keeps getting separated there. I don't know why. The vellum. This is the glittery gold vellum, but yeah, I don't think the vellum works with this impressions embossing plate. But anyway, so we're gonna do something. See, it has the 80 here. We're gonna do something similar for just a birthday card. So you need, let me, one regular card base, which I already folded, and I use very vanilla. I could have used white too for this paper. I'm using the with Wildflower Birthday DSP, which is very, very cute too. Okay, just making sure I get all my scraps out of here. All right, So we have a card base, regular card base. And I already cut and pre-embossed these using the shimmer pastel color shimmer paper. And because this has bubble bath and you see it goes so well with it, right? So you're gonna need 2 frames of these. And then, but let's do the functions first. The functional part is like 3 little card pieces. One is the regular one, the cardstock. And then to do the fold, the C fold, is just fold the front in half. I mean, you can measure it with your, it will be 2 1/4. It's half of the 4 1/2, and I didn't do it perfectly because I did it by hand instead of using my trimmer, but that's okay. I can adjust. Yeah, perfect. Well, kind of perfect. All right, so that's one. And then we have to do the same to the middle one and to the little one. But to the middle one, the measurements are 4 1/8 by 7. And then we're going to score it at 2 1/16. That's a tricky, you know, but it's not that tricky because we have a trimmer that tells us exactly where to go. 2 1/16. And then another 2 1/16 that makes it 4 1/8. And then we get the C fold like that. Right? And then the third part is 3 3/8 by 6 1/8. And then we score it at 2 1/16 again. And 4 is it 4 1/8? Yes. 2 1/16 and 4 1/8. And this one is just like in three parts. So this one has the half here. The C fold is a little bit more than half. And this is it's a C fold, but you don't see anything of the card. It just, you don't see them. So like that, you see? 1, 2, and 3. So what we need to do now, and I'm gonna show you before we decorate it, is that you center this here, put the glue here, center it here, and then, okay, say that it's centered now. Then close the card, put the glue here, and that would be your first step. And then you do the same with this one. Once this is glued, then you find the center here, and that's it. See? It's easy, right? Much easier than it thinks. But of course, now we have to decorate it first. Decorate before you glue. That's important. So I thought, and I have extra pieces cut, that I was gonna do this for the bottom layer, for the bigger part. But then I thought if I put this around, I don't know how it's gonna look. And it's gonna look a little crappy, I think. So then I said, like, no, let's save this for something else. And maybe I'll just use this because that will look better with the pink. Right? That's what I thought. So that will be our first layer. What I'm debating now is if I should trim this so all the trimmings are inside the paper, because as you see here, and I didn't mind at all with that other paper because it's just very vanilla. You can see the corners and the inside, but I kind of wanted the paper to show in this one. I don't know how it's going to look in this one. But I guess I'll do it the same way. Let's do it easy. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Teresa. All right. So we glue the first layer. What we're gonna say is glue all the parts for this. Which is your favorite DSP, Teresa? This one, the Wild Birthday? It's very cute. I like the colors. It's very happy. And then it has also the cakes, which we're going to see in a second because I cut some for another. So you decorate it in layers. So there's the bottom layer, the biggest seafoam. And then I was going to have these just in the background, in the bottom layer. But then I thought like, no, we should have it in the front. So when it's closed, you have the half here. And I was going to put just the half, but I'm like, no, we can put the whole thing. So anyway, that's what I did. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's nice, right? The wildflower paper. Yeah, very happy. And it goes very well with this pearlized or shimmer, pastel shimmer paper that we have. So now we said that it's gonna show, this is just tall wise is 5.5, this die. So it's gonna be, I'm gonna put it as much to the border as I can without coming out if I can avoid it. Like so. See, you see the corners of this comes out a little bit here, but that's fine. Because it's just 5.5, which is exactly the size of the regular card. I guess it was more designed for scrapbooking, but heck, I'm using it anyway for my card. And then we're gonna do the same one in this one. We'll keep it open. I don't know how it is gonna be when I fold the close, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm putting just glue in the middle, even though maybe I should do a little bit more of the leaves that come out of it. But I don't mind if they stick out a little bit. So let's see. Try to flatten it. To put this to the edge. And to the edge. That's the beauty of the glue, green glue, that you can tweak things. It's still not totally adhere, so you can move things around. So now this, I'm gonna help fold what it must. And that will be it. See, now you have the complete frame here. When it opens, ta-da! But of course, you're not gonna see this because that here we have our other layers. So let's decorate layer number 2. So you're gonna see very little of that bottom paper because it almost takes the whole thing. So I don't know if it was the best paper to use for this or not, but maybe it needed something with smaller design. But I wanted to use this. All right, so we'll just, I know it works, so I don't know why I'm measuring that. So we're gonna do this paper, which is another color. I don't know how it's gonna look with this, but we see so little of the other one that I think it's gonna work fine. Yeah, I think so, right? So let's do the layers again. Well, thank God I only did 3 cards today, because it's already 1. Can you believe it? My God. But I spent quite a bit of time showing you the bundle and the impressions folder. So I don't feel bad about that. I think I like it better that way. I mean, as I said, you're not going to see a lot because we're going to glue the other layer on top of it. So, and then this. So now we're going to adhere this. As I said, I put quite a bit of glue because I want it to move so I can center it. If you put less glue, it will dry faster, and then you don't have the tweaking moment. Now I can move it around and make sure that I have it where I like it. And when I do now, just burnish that fold here. I close this, and what I'm gonna do is, see, now it's pretty centered, right? I'm just gonna put glue here on this half, because I don't know how far it goes here. There's a piece that doesn't have any. And then I'm gonna put glue here, following the guide of where this finishes. So that will be the bottom of here. Not here, or whatever, you know what I mean. And now, because now it has the glue here, so this part in here doesn't have any glue. So you can separate like this. All right, so now we come for our top layer. And for the top layer, we're using the cakes, the cake paper. I could have used some of these in the back, but I I wanted to show the gold. But actually, it would have been nice to have something more geometrical at some point. But anyway, now we're doing this. Glue the second part. And for the third part, you can leave it actually white, because here's where you could write your sentiment. But I think it's more finished if you put the paper and then do a tiny little strip. Or you can leave it like that, decorate simply, and have write your message on the back of the card too, if you want this to be a showstopper. Which is what I'm gonna do for mine. And I didn't cut did I cut? No, I did not cut the strip of vanilla, but I may have some here. thought I had a piece. Yeah, no. So I'm gonna cut this piece at, I have it. It just has to be someplace, but I'm not gonna waste time looking for it. I think it's 1.5. Yeah, 1.5 by 2 3/4. So that's what I'm gonna do. 1.5. And 2 3/4. So there's not much room for my message here, but if I can just say happy birthday, hope so good one or whatever. You can even stamp something if you want. All right, so now we're gonna do the same thing we did for the other one. We're gonna put plenty of glue here. Because I want it to move. And we're gonna center this on this. As I am here, varnishing the fold. And now that it's dry, I can do the same thing. So there won't be any glue here. So I'm gonna put a little bit of glue here in the top and here on this side. And voila, that's our basic. Trifold. I see here that I didn't burnish this, just a little touch. So now we have to decorate it, and to decorate, I'm using again this frame. Because it goes with the colors. It's gonna cover the cake, but we can put another cake outside. And then we are gonna have the sentiment in bubble bath, which I have back here. And we're gonna use the happiest of birthdays. All right, I need to clean it up first. Our happiest of birthdays, that was in boho blue before. And now we're gonna do in bubble bath. Oh, it's so light. Hopefully it will be visible enough. If not, we'll try another color. Happy birthday wishes. I think it's light, but it's still visible. What do you guys think? I think it's fine. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you like the florals and the pink frame. So just to adjust this, you can put this like on top of that, but not for this card because it already has 2 elements. So I'm just gonna do them flat. So this is what it happens when you cut it, die cut the die first. You get the 2 elements, but I had to do it twice, once in Berry Vanilla and once in this. So I end up with the other pieces, see, the alternate pieces, which you could use for something else. But anyway, so I'm gonna do them flat, and I want it to stay here. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of turn tape there in the back, even though this is Let me grab this for a second because it's just sliding on over my glass. So just to grab them. But just remember that this is gonna be seen. So like a little bit of this. So this one, actually this one is the one that is gonna be seen. Now I'm just gonna put it on the other side. So I'm just rolling it out, rolling it out. You can do that with turn tape, by the way. Roll it out. Nothing happened here. So I'm just gonna put the, yeah, that's how I did it actually. Not on the sides, but on the top and the bottom. There. It's not collaborating. There we go. And there. And then just a little bit so it doesn't open up when you're moving the card, like so. There. And there. Yeah, and I think we can put it here without risking being seen. There. All right, so let's peel it off. Because this will do the two functions. They adhere to our base, which I'm gonna put a little bit more glue anyway. But okay, now I can take this off. Right. All right. The last one. We're gonna center it. Just gonna put just a little bit of extra glue here in the middle. And as you see, there's nothing here because this is gonna be, actually I should have done it more to the side, but now of course we have the other one. There we go. We center more or less, and that's it. And here I'm gonna put something, or maybe here. We'll see. I think I have something cut out, but if not, we'll let it go because you know I've kept you for a long time. Oh, we can actually put some embellishments there for sure. Maybe that's what we'll do because these are very big. But I did find these that we can put here in the corner. Even if it shows, I kind of like it. What do you guys think? So for these embellishments, what can we use? We have, I like something with a sheen that has the pearly, yeah. How about these pearls? Yeah, these pearls will work. And I am gonna use, do you think I should use the flower? Or maybe put the flower here in the middle of this, but it kind of covers the cakes. I kind of like to see the cakes. I'll just put it here in the corner, tucked in, maybe like that, with a dimensional. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. As I said, it's not so hard to make once you just putting in dimensional, because yeah, it kind of completes the corner here very nicely, right? All right, so now the pearls that I got, they're retired pearls, blooming pearls, but it has the pink, so that's what I'm gonna go with. And the pinks are the ones I use the least, so that's perfect. We're gonna do 3 of them. All right, so that's it, guys. 3 cards with the new phrases and frames bundle. As I said, very versatile, not only because of the sentiments, but because it doesn't have any imagery. So it goes with whichever style. You know, you can do something more sophisticated, you can do something more whimsical, and then you can do like the storybook animals here. Oh, actually, I put the other one. This is the one that we made. I hope you enjoy them. I'm gonna burnish this because my other one is more close. But anyway, it has like lots of layers, so it will all fit in the envelope, but it will need extra postage for sure. But anyway, so here are our 3 cards with the new bundle. There's a lot of new things coming on the new catalog. So, you know, that's in May, I think May 4th, May 1st. Oh, May the 4th. But anyway, I hope you get inspired by this, that you can use this with other papers and other styles. Very versatile. All right, see, if, I always forget to say that, but if you're not already subscribing to my YouTube channel, I would love it that you give a thumbs up and then you subscribe, because it helps a lot with the algorithm. So I would appreciate that. And if you comment on the video once it's posted, it also helps. Thank you so much for having spent some early afternoon hours of Saturday with me. And have a lovely Easter, and I'll see you next week. Bye.